gotta get it done. Do 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 do. All right, people. Don't you get yourself in no trouble. You hear me? Cat got in trouble yesterday. Did something real stupid. Anyway, oh man, we are just now getting in. Not in. I've been in. But I mean, basically, I had to go out and do some demonstrations. Boy, we got some amazing shots, man. Some amazing shots. I'm so happy. So I'm gonna do this crazy video where I'm here and boom out there for the go anywhere, anytime projection screen. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG, Infusion Light Energy Gain Technology Screens. We are doing a lot of testing on this new technology we're working on. Don't you even dare. See, already from the door, man. From the door with the shenanigans with you. No, you're not rubbing cat hair all over me every single time when I wear something dark. Go over there and watch TV, please. Oh my goodness, man. I don't know what it's about this cat. He is definitely not colorblind. He knows every time I'm wearing black or dark than the day. He's not rubbing hair all over me. Anyway, so with that being said, let's get back to this, because I knew Taco was somehow along the way with me. He wanted to be about you. Put the camera in your face. Come here. Camera in your face. There you go. Want a little mention? You want some tension time? There you go. That's Taco, my emotional support cat. That drives me crazy from time to time, but I love him. All right, there you go. Got your time right there. You got the little chickie down there. Why can't you don't play with your chickie no more? Your chickie? So that's my chickie over there, man. So where's my bed? I put your bed up high. I got to do a demonstration on the floor today too, also. All right, people. I got to order the lamp for my projector. My projector is dying. My ultra short through. So yeah, we're outside today. Got some really good shots, as you can see by the thumbnail. I found some new abstract art and on OLED. I guess they use that for a screensaver, something they use for the TV. But I love it. It's beautiful. It's actually beautiful. I am working on an outdoor projection screen that allows people to be able to go outside anytime they want to. Imagine just be able to take your screen, go out to the park, or go out here, or go there, or go to a friend's house, or wherever you want to go. At the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference. So we're working on a wallpaper flexible screen. That lets you take a 100-inch screen, roll it up, put it in a tube, take it from bam, 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 anywhere you want to go, hang it up and watch it. That's the whole purpose of the technology we're developing. When it comes to our abbreviations, ILEG stands for, it's our paint. It's an infusion light energy gain. It's only for paint products, only for front projections. They're the only ones that use that. SFEG, which stands for sun fusion energy gain, is what you see in the thumbnail. They're designed to go anywhere they want to go. So I can be here, I can be there. I can be there, I can be here. That's the whole purpose of me to go where we want. So I'm going to be doing some really cool shorts. I shot some videos where I'm in here doing a demonstration, and next thing you know, boop, I'm outside, and that's how I want it to be. I want to advertise our technology like that we can go anywhere we want to go, and to be able to have one of the darkest, most beautiful black projection screens on the market. Because like I said, we tested everybody. I've been over there to Smartest Surface. I've had your stuff down there in case you watch this video demonstration. We have done your product already. It's logged into our accounts. Yeah, we beat your screen. Well, Screen Innovation, they do have a screen. It's black, but it requires 8,000 lumens to kick that thing. And keep in mind, we couldn't even get a sample sheet of this thing. So, yeah, it takes 8,000 lumens. I had to make sure I had to contact someone over there, because when I first found out about this, let me look at my videos while I'm doing this. I found out about this from a person I was on a forum site with, and I was saying we're the only ones with a black screen. And he was like, no, technically you're not. Whatchamacallit has one. I said, who has one? Black Diamond has one. So I said, okay, cool. I'll get it, bring it over here. We'll do some testing next to our product, see what we got here. So bottom line is, when I got went on to contact the representative, they told me that that particular screen is only sold, I think this is the companies only can get those things. And I, out of curiosity, asking how many lumens does it take for a jump? It's 8,000. So 8,000 lumen projector is commercial. Shoot, you can get 6,000s are commercials. 5,000, roughly 5,000, depends. It's kind of a gray area in there, because if you get an older one, they're probably commercial. If you get one, it's probably not. But mostly the new ones are not. But sure, the older ones could be commercial. commercial. I've had one that comes with a commercial. But anyway, so yeah, 8,000, that's definitely commercial. Try plugging it up in your home. You'll figure out exactly what's going on. Lights will be flashing on and off like the polar lights in there. Yeah, they don't work well. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can find that video where I plugged the commercial projector in an everyday outlet. Like even with the surge protector, it always brown out the box. So you literally have to have a special connection for that. So I know for a fact that's how I got the EcoFlow. That's why I bought it. Because when I found out how much electrician was going to charge me and come in and put a dedicated line, dedicated breaker in, I was like, oh heck no. I freaking got especially for a place I'm renting out to on top of that, no. I went out and got an EcoFlow system, and that's how I found out about the whole power system and all that stuff that led down to that road. I'm about to upload my videos right now, man. We got some good shots, man, outside. Some nice ones, man. We always get good ones on the screen, but the camera acted right for the first time. We used to have problems with our cameras going crazy out there.
Technology screens. We are doing some
man, see how the light pierces off? That's the crazy thing about it. People watch the demonstration. Not only does the screen produce them, but it produces these extra high white levels of light pushing to that screen. Oh yeah. Out there, daytime hours. Oh, this stuff is going to be incredible. Tailgate parties? Look, I had some people ask us, what if we got a tent out there? No one's going to be sitting out there in direct sunlight. Who the freak's going to be doing that? I do it all the time, and the freak is a killer. But unless you're out, even when you're out on the beach, you got some kind of shade around you. So people are asking, what's the reaction in shade? That's why we're doing a lot of reaction demonstrations. We did a lot in the sun. We're good with that. We know exactly what it does. I did that with the Halo system. But now we need to see exactly reaction in shade. So while you're out there having a barbecue, got your tent out there, got your screen out there, you're going to be able to pick up at 300 lumens out there with no problem. And you can take this anywhere you want to go. Now, when are they coming out? They're coming out in 2026. That's when they're coming out. And pretty much, most likely, it's going to be after the winter time because we still got testing to do. I'll have to be outside in the winter, which I can't wait because I'm excited about that one right there. So we're out in the summer, which we're doing right now. We'll be out in the fall because I want fall demonstrations too. I'm going to do some pretty cool demonstrations in the fall. And I want to do some demonstrations in the snow. So I want all year round tests to show that that thing functions perfectly. And also to make sure this thing is functioning perfectly, I'm going to my sister's house. I'm taking a bucket of water. I'm dropping one of these screens in. I'm freezing it in a bucket of water. I want to see how much pressure these things can take. Oh, we're brutal with our stuff. Absolutely brutal. Like I said, if you ever saw the demonstration called the ice block, where we take a screen and we freeze it, we actually soak the screen in water. We put it in a plastic, in a metal container, and stuck it in the freezer and froze it into a block of ice. And literally had to beat this thing with claw hammers to get it out. It was pretty heavy. Ice in, taped it in. But yeah, we were able to get it out, unravel it, no cracking, no peeling, and display it right up on a screen, a wall, soaking wet, and display an image. That's another thing too. I don't see on anyone claiming having an outdoor screen. You know, screens change when they're wet. They change big time. They go dark, extremely dark when they're wet. I have not seen any demonstrations painted on fabric soaking wet screens. Anyone do that one yet? We did it already. We've been done that. We did that years ago. So you know, screens change when they get wet. Yeah, that's something to think about right there. There you go. If you didn't do that testing, you're selling a product already, you're in trouble. That's what I said. There's a lot of testing missing off these screens, especially outdoors. You can't just say your paint's outdoor paint. You know how much testing you need to have an outdoor screen? Oh my goodness, you have no idea. What if somebody decides they want to paint it over a fixed frame screen? What are you going to do? You're going to say just paint over a fixed frame screen? Oh, there are like so many ways from here to Sunday that can literally go wrong. If you haven't done an outdoor fixed frame screen, there's a bunch of ways that can go wrong. So you got to know exactly what you're doing. Painting over a what do you call it? Inflatable screen. Inflatable screen is a whole different category of screen. Even that surface itself is even different. So the ones that actually are more canvas, more fabric, more a fabric version are easy to fold up. But if you got a front projection, I don't know what they make that out. It's a strange type of PVC. If you don't do it right, what happens is when you go to fold that thing up, you will not be opening it up the next day because it will fuse together. So yeah, there's a lot of things you're wrong. Mine, this is the surface you're going to be bringing down, bringing back up, bringing down, bringing. It's going to take a lot of stress. So if you're doing this on front projection, you run a high risk of your screen cracking in the process. You got to know what you're doing with that stuff. So I did a lot of testing with front projection. So So if you're going to sit there and say, oh, we're weatherproof, you better know what you're doing. What type of motorized projection screen would you be suggesting to your customers? Now, keep in mind, you have to know exactly what certified motorized projection screens are used for outdoor applications. You don't know this, you can very well pick out a screen for a customer. They can take it out there, either get electrocuted, or bottom line, the screen can be damaged. Do you know what certification is required for an outdoor projection screen that's motorized? You don't know that. See, that's why I said if I come down and ask you questions, y'all don't know what you're talking about. You can't just stick any motorized projection screen out there and go, oh yeah, it's weatherproof. And you got to know what to look for, even when you're buying a motorized projection screen, because some of them will literally say that it can be used outside. They say outdoor motorized projection screen. No, there's a certain certification number that's missing. Am I going to tell them that? Oh heck no. They'll figure it out. But yeah, if you're saying your stuff is weatherproof, yeah, and the problem you're going to have with that also too is what's the quality of the screen, what time does the screen activate, stuff like that, what type of projectors work out there on that particular screen, what time of the day do those particular projectors activate, what's the difference between your screen and a white surface, which you have to do a ton of those demonstrations on multiple different versions of projectors. Yeah, you're missing a ton of demonstrations, a ton of tests are missing. So if I come to your site, or I come to your company, and I type that stuff into your chat, what are you going to say back to me? Y'all, you don't ignore me. And that's the stuff we're going to be putting on our site. All those things I just said a few minutes ago is to educate the customer what to ask for. So the customer asks what you need to ask for. First things first you need to ask for is batch number verification. First thing you need to ask for before you buy any screen paints, make sure they're batch numbered. If they're not batch number, that means they're not tested. In order to do a batch number, your stuff really has to be tested. See all the stuff I'm doing right now? See me out there every single day, just about every single day, running those tests, running those tests, running those tests, running those tests. There you go. There you go. That's how it works. You don't see them on video out there doing that field work? You don't see them out there doing those tests like that? Then there ain't no point. You should be pumping out at least an easy 5-10 videos a day of testing. I don't see any of that. So what that tells Mr. Bird, your screen doesn't function the way you claim it does. So if it gets down here, we run it under our testing, it'll fail. I didn't read that once in any of the applications. What time does the screen trigger? You couldn't give me that information. What time does your screen activate? If you can't give me an activation time, what happens is your customer is going to figure it out for themselves, and this is where you're going to get something called chargeback, or you're going to have to get a PayPal claim against you, because you have no way to clarify what time does your screen actually activate. Now, if you say roughly 8, 9, you want to say, well, how come you didn't put 8 to 9 on your specification sheet? And 8 to 9, by the way, is poor. It's very poor. Any screen that claims to do 8 to 9, it's poor. Why are you firing up at 8 to 9? Well, that's a white screen fires up at 8 to 9. So if you're a gray screen, tell me you fire up at 8 to 9? Oh, no. No, Nico. No, Nico, no. A good screen could fire up at 4 o'clock. Professional screens read at 4 or 5. Well, actually, no. We can read at 5 on Ultra Short that we pick up at 4. Optima GT 5500, we did it at 4 o'clock, at a clock. So, pretty much, we usually read somewhere roughly between 6 to 7. 6 to 7 we could read. Now, the new technology we got now, totally different. We can read at 300 lux. At around somewhere between 7 to 8, we can read at 300. So imagine when we read at a projector at 1000. So that's why you have to know when your screen actually activates, because they're going to ask you for activation time. And all I see out there is, it's fully weatherproof. It works outside. That's it. That's all we got. There's nothing else. On top of that, you're going to show angle gain, making sure your screen picks up at 180-degree angle gain, because mind you, you're going to people sitting all the way around the screen. It's outside. Don't use that dumb freaking calculation nonsense. We have the freaking idiot sitting in the middle of the screen with some freaking zoom lens at the top and So this is where you have to be, and that's what. Oh, come on, man, that's old stuff, man. They've been doing that since I was doing freaking projection screens. They're the one. They got the guy sitting in the middle right here, and they got the measurement here, and the measurement. Oh, come on, man. You know how old that is? I beat that battle a long time ago. This is when we're setting projectors on floors, because we got to argue with people back then saying, well, you can't put a projector on the floor. It has to be levitated up in the air, and it has to be in line with the screen. Yeah, if you're using one of those what do you call them? Certified screens require that. The certified screens have a reflective surface, so if you bring it too high up, it goes dark. If you bring it too low, it goes dark. If you go to the side, it goes dark. It goes dark around the edges, which we call the narrow viewing cone effect. They don't explain any of this stuff to you, do they? No, they don't. I watch your demonstrations, that's how I know they don't do it. So, no, you don't do that. So with that being said, that's the reason why projectors had to be up high in line with the screen. They had to be adjusted with the screen. Just so right, so if you removed it a little bit too much, it would go dark around the edges, or dark at all. So we started doing our projectors on a floor, showing that we can put our projectors anywhere I want. And this is why we go to their forum sites and had these conversations with them. And a fellow came at one time and said, well, look, you're supposed to be up in the air. And I said, buddy, that's a $3,000 screen sitting in my demonstration. If I can't set my projector on the floor, what's the point of me spending the money? We're on the floor, we're not having a problem. And that was the end of that conversation. Ever since then, we started doing demonstrations on the floor. Because it wasn't that way. All projectors at one point were all mounted to ceilings. That's how they did it. We changed the game. Everywhere we go, we change the game. Everywhere we go, we change the game. Now, for the people up there right now, angry about what I said, we changed the game. We're the only technology that reads outside in the daytime at 300 lumens. We did that 50 lumens too, but we changed the game. That's what we do. While you guys are sitting there with that prehistoric paint and those prehistoric traditions, we're out there changing the future for projection application technology. And you're still following the old traditions. Because, you know, they're comfortable. That's why. Well, put it this way. You're about to become extinct real soon. That technology, when it launches in 2026 and peaks at 100%, there's no screen that can stand against it. You are about to become extinct. And you don't even have enough time to even catch up to us. In fact, you can't even catch up to the technology we have here. Good luck on that one. That's what kind of happens by practicing old tradition. Practicing old tradition. You outdated yourself. Literally outdated yourself. You have outdated yourself. So yeah, that's it. Now you're talking about people who make these screens in the day. Ambient light projection, AOR. How's AOR going to compete with a screen that fires up outside at 300 lumens? And you guys are inside at 3,000 on an ultra short through at a foot from a screen, and I'm about 6 outside at 300 lumens. You know what's left of a projector at 300 lumens outside? We don't have nothing to protect the projector, nothing to protect anything. And you're going to talk at the end of the day that your ambient light projection is supposed to be more superior than us? Yeah, please. I'll take your screen outside. You won't like the results of it. Matter of fact, I got one over there I'll take outside. Good gracious, y'all are outdated. You're definitely outdated. So customers are going to see this. And they're going to notice that, why in the world am I going to be stuck inside with an expensive high-end projector as that I can't even see contrast to begin with a projector that costs me way too much money, or one of these screen paint products that can't even read a proper contrast level, that can beat at 300 lumens with no problem whatsoever. Doesn't read jack at all, can't read nothing at all. They just depend on expensive projectors to work. When my customers can do this at under $200, they can go outside anywhere they want to go. So right now, I'm doing a demonstration. I'm sitting here at the desk, and I say, you know what? Let's go outside, and boom, I'm outside. With the same screen, same demonstration. That's the power customers are supposed to have. And keep in mind, when you have a technology with that capability, it has no boundaries. Like your screens have to be stuck in these dark environments, these cave-like environments, calibrated machines and all the freaking nonsense. Well, my technology goes where the freaking wants to go. If it wants to be out in the park, it goes out in the park. If it wants to be out in the middle of the city, it goes out in the middle of the city. It goes anywhere it wants to go. You understand the process of that technology. It has multiple applications, which means because it has no boundaries, it can do whatever it wants. It can do gaming, it can do advertising, it can do movies, it can do anything it wants to do. It has no limitations. It can change its color. It can do anything it wants to do. That's what you're dealing with in 2026. The ad tech. Good luck on that. As for Jamie, who went out and said, I got the same thing as ad tech. I took a step outside of him. Yeah, yeah, I'm having fun, people. You see I'm having fun. Man, I got the greenhouse. Do you have any idea the nightmare of the greenhouse? So basically, technically, it's a greenhouse. It has windows all over it. Now, just to make sure we had some fun with this is why we took the Halo system outside and did the whole thing outside. The greenhouse is made differently. So it's not made where you have those metal bars in between to put the windows in. No, the metal bars where they go is actually light rods. They're weatherproof. So that greenhouse is actually made from light rod, fluorescent, weatherproof light rods and glass. Which means not only are you dealing with an area that has tons of windows wrapped around it, but the very structure itself is light. Good luck if we stick you in there. You want to go in that place and play around? Yeah, it's not a good place to be at. Nah, we have to build this stuff, man, to have fun at the end of the day. This is literally built for entertainment. The stuff that we do for entertainment is the stuff of the day that scares other people. Like, oh my goodness, what the freak? What are you doing outside? I see right now projector screens that they can talk. Like, oh my goodness, what are they doing? Why is he outside? You can't work out there. There's too much light. He'll never survive it. What the freak? What the freak? What the freak? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, it actually works outside? That's actually insane. That's actually insane. Your projection screen would be literally, if it could talk, it'd be bragging about our technology. Yep. So good luck with that prehistoric stuff. Your neighbors will be sitting up there with our technology outside at a roughly 150-inch display, can watch on either side of the screens. Heck, they can put a fish tank in the middle of their freaking lawn if they want to with that technology, and it won't cost them a lot of money. While those who didn't support our technology, you'll be inside sitting in the dark. You can go to your neighbor's house, he'll brag at the end of the day, because you know they like to brag at the end of the day. Yes, I got this over here, this guy named Kenneth Berg, yeah, he makes this technology over here. Look at this thing, isn't it impressive? We don't even have TVs anymore. We got the entire house up there. They're absolutely incredible. I'm outside watching the game right now. Yeah, right now. Freaking 9 o'clock in the morning on this technology guide me. There you go. That's where we're going to be at. Advertising technology for stores? How can they utilize your product in there? Your product doesn't work in there. If I was a company and I were to buy your product, how would you be utilized in my space? Of course, we can't use you inside because we have too much lighting. You'll wash out. We can't use it there. We'll probably have to spend more money for a more high lumen projector to get your stuff to work. Probably a more expensive screen to get your stuff to work. Or be stuck in some LED screen that it's going to absorb a ton of power at the end of the day. So then that nonsense we got to deal with. Or maybe get them decal stickers that you stick. They're pretty nice and all, don't get me wrong, but they have limitations on them. That's pretty much. They don't move. And then you have our technology, which allow our customers to advertise whatever the freak they want right through that window, even if the sunlight is pushing through it. And when they get done, they can roll it up, put it in a tube, take it home, watch a movie off of it. Don't forget to take it back to where they should get two of these things. So you have one there, one there. So they have that option capability. But you guys can't do anything. You walk into a store, you're automatically going to cost the person more money. You want to pay for expensive awnings. You in a way you can't use it at a certain time because the sun rays you wash out the screen. You have to use high-powered, expensive, high-lumen projectors, high-res machines because your stuff doesn't work correctly. Inside, still same nightmare as it is outside. We can walk into an environment, and like I said, I've done it right on site, and push the 150 through a window. When you can't even operate in a simple apartment, I can push one through a window with a projector that costs the customer, we got two of them for $400. So that means we walk into your environment, not only can I turn your floor into koi fish, but anything in that environment, I can change it. I can alter and change your ceiling, turn it into an alternate galaxy. You can have a galaxy flight, battle galactic, whatever you want. Make it snow, rain, thunderstorm, doesn't make a difference. And have all your lights on. We can change all your windows to ad tech, which means you can advertise anything you want. We got this new abstract technology coming out. That's what I'm downloading right now. An abstract technology that allows you to put visual displays as pieces of art. If you want to use that for your pretty much anything you want, your desk, whatever you want, make a difference, anything you want to use for. And then we have this new fish tank, virtual tanks coming out that are absolutely insane. They operate on projectors of 300, 50 lumens, 300, and 500 lumens. So the projectors have to be small to operate anywhere they want to go. That's why we're outside showing the thing off. So, with that being said, you can have this virtual fish tank. And mind you, these screens are different. They're not your everyday normal screens. I got an engineer coming in to build these things for me because it's a different type of screen. We're looking at several different versions of screens we're building that are not your everyday wall projection screens. These things are definitely way outside the box. But we're going to engineer a formula that can read outside anytime it wants to. What do you think how we're going to engineer our screens? Even our motorized projection screens and inflatable screens will be far more advanced than everybody else's. And the key part about it is everything is very affordable, which means it's very affordable. That means everybody gets a chance to experience the future without it costing them an arm and a leg. Ta-da! And as for the people out there who basically do not like my company at the end of the day, because you consider us to be competition, we do not intend you to be competition at all. You're onslaught. That's what you are. Onslaught. Now, with that being said, I have much work to do. I'm uploading videos right now as we talk. I work outside. We had a ball out there, man. Come and play. See, that's what I'm talking about. No boundaries. Who the freak want to deal with boundaries, restrictions, limitations, all that nonsense? Nobody wants to. Nobody wants to. I think people want to be stuck in a dark environment and be forced to buy in high-end, expensive, high-res projectors to get things to work at the end of the day. If the person mentioned low-res, I'm going to be running that one to death. You know not to throw us stuff at the end of the day. This is the worst thing you do. Never throw us stuff. Like the person who came in and said, hey, what's the difference between your product and black paint? That's a nightmare now for other people now. Because now we didn't did so many demonstrations on that. We tried, now it's your turn. But now you got to match them better what we did. See, you don't give us ammunition. It's the worst thing you do. Because then we'll turn around and we'll not only do the demonstration, but then we'll add more to it because we like the excitement of it all. And then we'll turn and go, now it's your turn. But that, when I gave you the challenge, it had nothing to do with fire. Why is there fire involved? Because we like fire. We figure, why not? Now it's your turn. It's like, I would never advise anyone to do it, but that's like playing Russian roulette with us at the end of the day. You put in a bunch of bullets and you spin it, and you go, all right, here you go. No, that's not fun. We take out all, we leave one bullet in. There you go. We do it, click, 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 your turn. You don't want to take the gun from us at all. You're terrified. That's what you do every time you give us a challenge. You play Russian roulette with us. And again, you know what we do? Oh my goodness, look at this. It's insane. We got to get the bigger screen outside. I'm having fun out here, people. Sorry, adrenaline's to the roof. I'm excited. Gotta get some good push-ups in a day. Good push-ups in a day. Good push-ups. I got 100 push-ups a day. Not back to back to back. I do them in sets. Remember, I got to do it slowly. But yeah, I do them in sets. I knocked out 100, which means if I could do this 3 times a day at 300 push-ups a day, gee, how incredible that would be at the end of the day. I got this addiction for push-ups now. I do. I freaking love it. Matter of fact, I want to do some right now. When I get done the video, I'm going to get another set in. Then I'm going to go and do some videos, come back and get another set in. Come back and do some work, get another set in. Sorry, people, I love what I do for a living. I love what I do. I just don't like when other people jack it up, when you rip off your customers. So, now you have to go against the most powerful screen in the world. How are you going to compete with that technology?
Infusion light energy gain. We're doing some demonstrations on the SFEG.
Now, see, for customers, that means that they got freedom. Freedom. You gotta do what you want. No more of that nonsense. You want to have a screen next to your pool? Boom! You can do that now. Big old screen next to your pool. Have the projector behind it, which is extremely important. Because the problem when you do pool projections, most likely the projector is on the opposite side of the pool, which means anyone bobbing up and down in the pool is going to actually cast a shadow to the projector. Unless you got it really high and you can basically shift it in. But then again, anyone walking around that thing is still going to hit in. But when the screens are transparent, that's a different story. That means the projector can be behind the screen. There you go, and you can watch the screen just like a TV. My buddy's going to cut them. He's going to 3D print those screens, by the way, for pools, because he wants to be able to curve them to match your pool. So what to do is wherever you want them, you can actually match it to the curve of your pool. That's sick of one. Curve projection screen. I got a buddy of mine, like I said, I got rich friends. I got a buddy of mine, got a yacht, a black yacht. And he was looking at that technology and said, yo, that's something that I need. I said, because I usually got to have this screen, I got to set it up. You got, it's always wind on the ocean, it's moving around here and there. I said, man, that would be perfect right there. I can be out there watching movies on my yacht at freaking 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, you can. With that ad tech, you can. And on top of that, don't worry about any of that sea salt corroding anything on your screen or anything whatsoever, because those things are basically resistant to all that. He wants one. He wants 6 of those screens. Yeah, like I said, go where once ago. Let me see you take that screen paint and go out there in the middle of the ocean with that stuff. That sea salt eats your screen up. Yeah. Yeah. Now, how would I know it can take on sea salt? Because I actually been doing some testing. Actually, the salt water that they use for fish tanks and all that stuff like that, I have a screen actually submerged in one. I test everything. I like to test. I'm a test junkie. Oh my goodness, I like that term. I'm a test junkie. Test junkie. Test junkie. I test everything. Like I sat there and said, okay, 6K LED lights outside on the Halo system, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. I'm about to go back out and do it again. I'm so excited. I'm so freaking excited. I am. This technology, I mean, I love the fact that the technology is going to change so much for the customer, but I love the fact that the competition part, I'm a man of competition, that people we have to challenge at the end of the day, oh my goodness, you're going to get crushed. 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 You really thought you knew exactly about projection. I'm going to show you, I'm going to change the game. Look at that explosion from the cloud.
Making these amazing demonstrations.
I had somebody out there staring at it with me. It was an officer just staring with me. What the heck is that? So the new screen was working on. Got the business cards with the diginos on them. Drop them to the website. So pretty soon we're going to be loading these to the website. I'm going to make sure I got a lot of them. I think I got too many, but still going to load these to the website. So websites and videos are going to be changed pretty soon. These will be going in next. I got to put a grid in. I got to figure out how to put the grid. Grids are easy because if I put the grids in, I can load as many videos as I want on one grid instead of having a bunch of videos covering the entire page. I just load one massive grid. See, the other site has that. It has one of the biggest grids for outdoor projection screens. We'll check it out. It's under the ILEG-technology-screens info. Has the biggest grid. It says it has the most videos done. And mind you, when people say, well, I've done videos, no, I've checked y'all videos. You're outside at nighttime and in the daytime when I do those demonstrations. So whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. I don't like his smart. When customers have fun, I talk to customers all the time, like, man, Mr. Brady, you shouldn't have a ball. I say, yeah, I do have fun. I have fun in my video demonstration. Customers see we have fun doing what we do. But it's people who make product that doesn't like my attitude and how I like to have fun on camera and joke and dance and have fun. You guys don't like it, That's you. Let me tell you something. That sounds like a personal problem to me. You don't like that. Well, you think that's funny? Wait till I pop up in your showroom. Wait till I pop up in your showroom with that technology. I guarantee you, any certified screen right now, if I pop up in that showroom, if you even see me on the roster, I bet you they won't be near my screen. I bet you we'll be in a section with nobody around us. I bet you. Because how in the world are you going to talk about an ambient rejection technology to a screen that can read like that? Even our booth alone would look like a baseball stadium. We literally have a technology that can read outside at 300 lumens with a 6K halo system in the frame. Even the floodlights were on the battery system. It didn't even affect it. So how in the world are you going to sit next to a screen that literally has a halo system built into it, and the environment looks like you just walked on the sun, and you're in this dark environment explaining that you have an ambient light projection technology? We're not using ultra short throws. We're using long throws in there, so we can deteriorate the light as much as possible. So we can do it at a distance. That's the problem. When you do a lot of ultra short throw demonstrations, and you have to do a demonstration in a long throw, your screen's automatically going to fail because you're used to cheating. That's why. You use shorter distance throw. So you don't know exactly how much damage or how much your picture quality is going to drop if you go by long throw, because the longer distance, you're going to have less lumens. So you guys should use ultra short throws. You're right on top of the screen. So you literally cheated in your demonstration. You cheated yourself. That's what happened to the customer. If you notice, they have optimal projectors. Both of them have them. Jamie has one. He has one. Jamie has an ultra short throw version of the Optima. He has a long throw. So when the long throw traveled and it struck that screen, it washed out. Where the ultra short throw has a little bit of a better image, and again, it's in a darker environment. There you go. Cheated himself because he wanted to make the product look good on camera. But the customer is not going to have the same environment as you. That's virtually impossible. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. That's why you got to do more long throws. So you're not going to be in my environment, especially if we coming in with an ultra black screen that has the cable. When we have there, we call it the 15%. I got to give it a new name in the day. It draws light out of everything. That screen right there is ultra black. How in the world are you in your booth talking about, yeah, my screen right here pulls a 100% contrast level? Well, there's a guy down here that's an ultra black screen, and that screen brings, it definitely is 100% contrast. So you're going to walk down there and see a screen firing up. It looks like a baseball stadium in there on an old projector, which I can't wait to color these things up. What are you going to do? What are you going to say about your screen? You can't say it's ambient light rejection. That'd be us. We can go outside. You can't go out there. You can't say that you pull 100% contrast. Hello, that'd be us. Can't say that your color balance is, you calibrate. We don't calibrate. We don't even use firmware. Our projectors are too old for firmware. That's you. Our projectors cost under $200. You got $3,000, $5,000 units sitting in there. So how in the world would you be to compete with us? You can't, which means you have to pack it up. You can't be near my screen. And if you walk in there and you put your sample sheet against that screen, it's lights up. So any company right now, just speaking of companies only, how would you compete with us? And mind you, it takes you how long to develop a screen? It takes us 20 minutes to engineer that technology. 20 minutes right out of the box. I've shown screens at 20 minutes. Paint, dry, display, knock out 17 certifies. Phantoms did that. Phantoms can knock out 17 certifies in one hit. They can match TVs easily, operate in fully lit environments, fully ultra short throw compatible, can bring up screens to up to 150 inches on a projector that would cost you $60. How would you compete against something like that? And that's an indoor screen, or actually indoor and outdoor, it does both. There you go. So in the timeline, it takes you a year to develop a screen. Within that timeline, we could build an entire new company with all new technology to match with it, which we've done multiple times. I did it multiple times. I built 3 different companies, all new technology from each one of them. Built all the pages, everything. Yeah, you can't compete with us. We move too fast, too quick, and we generate technology way too fast. And now, AdTech itself, the screens you're seeing, those are 15% outside. They're not even fully developed screens yet. And AdTech has 67 versions of itself. That's what's waiting for you in 2026. Good luck. You don't need it. I'm going to upload the rest of my stuff. Now, most companies will say, well, maybe we can buy them out. No, not for sale. I got things to do. Got so much stuff I got to develop. I did think about it at one point, but now I got a lot of stuff to do. And on top of that, the technology I'm getting at the end of the day helps other people out. So that's what I need it for anyway. And I got a lot of projects I'm working on. I'm not giving up on projects just to sell out. No, I'm good. I don't need to sell it anyway. If I'm making money, what the frick I need to sell out for? I'm good. We'll give you, I don't care. I don't need that. My technology is better than yours, so why would I need to sell out? That's what high-end screens give me at the end of the day. They'll say, well, we'll give you money for so and so. For what? What you going to give me money for? My technology is better than yours. It sells for far less. Customers will prefer to buy mine than a $7,000 screen. You just need me to be out of the game, so you can still survive. No, we're here. We're going to stay. We're not going anywhere. Try something stupid? Nah, lawyers will take care of that. Not a problem. Anything else, God got my back. So, yeah, good luck with all that. Business is business. That's what it is. About dog eat dog at the end of the day. Pecking order of business. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, plenty enough time. They were watching us. They had plenty enough time to develop some kind of technology to compete with us. And they figured at the end of the day, this guy's not going to go anywhere. We ain't got nothing to worry about. Pretty sure they said that in a conference meeting somewhere. He's not going anywhere. Look at him, he's not going to go here, he's not going to go there, blah, 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 blah. Bingo! Next week. Pretty soon the government gives us our okay on our investors kick in. We went mainstream. And now I got authorization to go into expos, which means I will be there next to your screens. So now I'm going to be in your backyard now. You have me to deal with. How's that going to work out? And I've been testing your stuff for how long? For years, which means I know everything about your screens. You know nothing about my technology. Oh, well then, that's the way it is. It's dog eat dog at the end of the day. Customers don't have to worry about that nonsense anymore. Look at this. Look at this inside. Look at that. Look at that, people. Inside. We go anywhere we want. Anywhere we want. Anywhere we want. That's the whole purpose. Customer got freedom. Freedom! Freedom! You got to do what you want. No being told that other dumb nonsense. And the reason why it upsets people make screen prints at the end of the day, because it raises the bar for them. It means they have to work twice as hard. But you should have been working twice as hard from day one. I'm never satisfied with my product. I'm always striving, working. To do better, advance. I'm always doing that. People get lazy in their technology. Hey, you learn anything from Atari incident that happened? That's what happened to Atari. Atari thought that because they had a massive library that they really didn't need to update. Nintendo was the one that put Atari down. Nintendo had better graphics, the games looked better, and they were trying to tell Atari at the end of the day, look, this is where you need to go. Your massive library is not going to be able to handle a game system that has beautiful graphics, beautiful structure to it, infrastructure to it. It's just not going to be able to compete with it. And that's what they did. They took a gamble. And they thought because they had a bigger library at the end of the day, they thought they can compete with Nintendo. But they were sadly wrong because the Nintendo system, like I said, looked far better than the Atari. Yep. There's a couple other things to edit the Atari, but that was one of them. Trying to compete with the Nintendo. That's why the Jaguar came out. Doesn't look like the Atari. Even when they had the Atari 2600, the 5600, it couldn't compete with Nintendo. Nintendo's games looked far better. The graphics were far better. And they didn't think graphics were needed. Basically, it's all about a massive library. That did not go well for them. They didn't upgrade, and they got crushed by Nintendo in the process. I always like to look at the rise and fall of game systems. Like, what happened? Why did they go extinct? And yeah, that's what happened with Atari. On top of that, they made a couple of really bad releases. Like that E.T. wasn't all that great. It wasn't all that great. No one ever got out of the pit. Anyone ever get out of the pit with E.T.? I didn't get out. But anyway, so yeah, bad idea. They were told they needed to upgrade their graphics, make better graphics to compete, because the new systems that were coming out today were going to have more high performance graphics. And you got Genesis popped up. They got high end graphics. That's why that war went back and forth between them and Nintendo. A lot of good stuff came out of that, by the way. So all that stuff is needed.
Energy gained.
So that's what Atari did. Now Atari came out with the Atari 6400, but it was too late. It was just too late for it. It was just done. You know what I mean? I bought one. I bought the system. It was pretty nice and all. Control was gigantic. It was massive. We thought the Xbox controller was massive. That is nothing compared to the Atari Jaguar. Atari Jaguar's controller was freaking huge. I still couldn't figure out what half of those buttons were for. Check it out. Mini Steel Battalion controller. But yeah, that's what all went on with there. Well, everybody got comfortable. Didn't make anything. I sat there and said years back, you guys got to update your technology. You'll have to make better, blacker screens, darker screens. And nobody did it. I remember sitting there having a rant right down in the basement. I said, you have to make darker screens. You have to make darker screens. Nobody listened. Only person listened was Black Diamond. They got a black screen. But it cost 8,000 lumens to run it, and you know, kind of expensive. But anyway, other than that, yeah, you gotta listen. Now this stuff is gonna come out. It's gonna wipe you off the planet. I'm sorry. Did I say planet? I meant universe. Yeah. And just to show you how powerful it is, when that paperwork comes back, each one of these companies will get a sample sheet of that technology to see what the future looks like. We'll send it to you for free. I want you to do the same thing. This is weird too. On top of that, they're going to do the same thing that what happened to me with Black Diamond. Because when I got the sample sheet of Black Diamond, I went in and tested it. Black Diamond took out all our screen paints. That's why I knew that was the direction I had to go. And they're going to get the same thing I went through, which means I tested all your stuff. I know your stuff can't compete with this technology in no way whatsoever. So you're going to get the same reaction I'm going to get. Mind you, they're going to be using more high-power projectors than me at the end of the day. You have any idea what that stuff looks like to get that with a high-end projector? You said they look like on these low-end res projectors? Imagine when they're using that high-end projector, how crazy that screen's going to look next to their stuff. There you go. And they're going to realize, oh, shoot, this is what this guy is working with. But you got a bigger problem with that technology. That technology is not basically designed for indoor. It does everything. So it means you're going to have to figure out how to develop a screen that can read outside in direct sunlight. Which, it's going to be a problem. It isn't like you got a screen with an ambient light rejection where you're inside. And maybe you can get to fix your screen. Maybe, hopefully, make it darker at the end of the day. And then, put in the high, you got a problem. You can't use a high-end projector. We don't use those things. So that's another problem. But that sunlight, yeah, that's something else you're going to have to be to back up. So, yeah. It'll take you years and 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 years. And by then, we'll be way beyond that. We'll be in Omega territory. You know what Omega screens are? They're actual light. The screen itself, physically, is light. That's the evolvement of the Omegas. They're like celestial technology. The very highest of elite technology. So since we figured out now the ability to be able to conquer sunlight, the next step is to basically, well, I can't tell you that part right there. But you kind of see what I'm talking about. When you saw that demonstration, the screen pushing through, it was actually using the sunlight in order to be able to produce and generate this image. Which means we showed you at nighttime, it still generates, doesn't make a difference. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Okay, so all my videos just uploaded. I'm always working, always working. If everything I'm on camera and I'm having some fun, joking and doing some crazy stuff on camera, and you think that I'm not getting my work done, I'm always getting my work done. I'm right here uploading all my videos right now. Got them all locked in. They're on Facebook right now as we speak. So all my stuff is on Facebook. I'm going to turn around, upload my videos on this account over here, bring them over here, drop them into my shorts, because that's some shorts I wanted to do. Especially, that's why I did the videos. I just shot them in here and went out there. That's why, because they're those shorts supposed to be from behind that, go anywhere you want. And when I meet with the advertising crew, that's how I want the screen to be advertised. Go anywhere you want. You can be here, you can be there. You can be there, you can be here. I want people at baseball stadiums, I want people at the beach. I want people everywhere with that technology. Go anywhere you want. You can be sitting there and watching the show about the beach, and next you know, be on the beach with that screen you was just watching on. Did I just blow your mind? Did I just blow your mind a few minutes ago? Man, it's like Luigi with the squeegee. Blew your freaking mind. Imagine you just sitting there just watching a show about the beach like, I want to go to the beach. Now you're on the beach with the same screen you were just watching the beach on. Tell me that's not amazing. There you go. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. I got Italian friends, by the way. They don't do that at the end of the day. I'm trying to get them to teach me to speak Italian, but gee whiz, Italian is not easy to learn. Well, I guess none of it's easy to learn at all, period. But I do got some Italian friends. But they don't speak like that. That's me at the end of the day. That's stereotype at the end of the day. But they laugh about it anyway. So Luigi with the squeegee, that's how I met my friend. One of my buddies. And he actually lives down here, which I find kind of funny because I met him in World War Z. That's how I met him. But basically, we're doing some gaming, and I'm like, Luigi with the squeegee, and I'm laughing in the back. I'm like, what? What's that? It's a Luigi with the squeegee. He started laughing and everything with the talking back and forth. He's 100% Sicilian or something like that, what he is. But anyway, he's down here in Allentown. I was like, wait, you're here in Allentown? Yeah, I'm not that far from you. I was like, okay, we got to meet up. We met. We've been friends ever since. Cool dude at the end of the day. Cool dude. They got a chance to check out some of the stuff I do at the end of the day. Wow. I'm replacing all my TVs with this stuff. Cool dude, but I'm doing something customization for him. I'm gonna do something really cool for him. He's gonna have the first fluorescent that's curved. I'm designing one. The first fluorescent curved screen of the fluorescent. He's gonna be the first one to get it. Usually, if we have like a screens for engineering, my closer friends, they'll get like the first version of that technology to be stamped. They got the first version of it. Yep, they get them. Yeah, you know, they're cool. My friends at the end of the day. Why not? So my family members were saying, oh, we're replaced. All my family members are getting them. Every single one of them are getting them.
that's stuck
So I'm replacing all their screens. I got a crew coming to do all their screens for them. My brother got a big pool. He wants to out there by his pool. He's been thinking about that for a long time. They put a projector and asked me, like, how do we put this in and that and the other. But now we got the new technology. I was showing the new technology. Oh, shoot. You can splash whatever you want. Water, whatever. Then make a difference. The screen out there is full of other people. Like, oh, my goodness. I want one. Let me know. I want one. I'm going to put one out there by my pool. So, yeah. It's going to be great. It's going to be a new change, people. A new change. No more inky projectors. None of that nonsense. Yes, sirree. It is all time. All time. At 20, I walk around Allentown with these ripped up. I love my ripped up cargo. I call them my air conditioners. Some of my ripped up cargo pants I like to wear out there. And I got my wrinkled t-shirt. I love my t-shirts wrinkled. I do not like my t-shirts pressed. It's funny and it's weird. At one point, I liked my t-shirt pressed, but I got washed my t-shirt and it had a little wrinkly to it, and I like the wrinkles. I love them. I freaking love the wrinkles. I love it. Besides, it keeps me under the radar. Not anybody thinking at the end of the day what I do and who I am. Well, that's going to be hard to do later on. But anyway, still, I like to be on the radar. A lot of people look at me like, that's some crazy guy. They're probably doing some recordings. Don't realize I'm the guy developing the technology of the city. I think what I'm going to do is, I think if I have to show who I am, I'm going to use Taco. Taco's going to be the face of the business. Taco, you're about to go on the website. I got him in the title and everything. Yep, he's about to become the face of the business. The CEO of the company is now Taco. Taco is the CEO of the company. Putting him up there. Cat made that? Yeah, Cat made it. Definitely Cat made it. Yes, Taco is now the CEO of the company. Taco. He's the CEO of the company. Your tires on crooked, by the way. Oh, that's my bad. Taco Denario lives in a stereo. Come here. Treats? You want treats? Give me treats. I got treats for you. You want treats? Hey, I saw this big bag of treats. The big bag, the big one, like a pound of treats Temptations. We're definitely getting that. I'm gonna get 2 bags. I'm going to try to do an experiment and mix them a little bit. See if he likes the mixture. Like sometimes I don't get tired of eating the same thing. I would. It's the same thing. It's fish. Every time I'm going to mix them. I'm going to make a mixed bag of these Temptations for him. That's why I was doing that experimenting with squirrels. When squirrels were out there, I was trying to figure out what foods they like. See? Later on when I get my little farm at the end of the day, I got this whole section I'm going to build in there for squirrels, rabbits. I don't care what it is. Animals don't kill each other. It's basically they have food to eat. I saw that. I saw a freaking red-tailed hawk sitting right next to a squirrel. No, hawks eat squirrels, right? But anyway, right next to them. They're all eating at the same place. I'm sitting there thinking at the end of the day, you know what? They only kill for survival. Animals don't kill for the sake of just killing. They kill for survival. That's it. They eat. That's it. But there's plenty of food out there. There's no point to kill each other because there's food everywhere. And that's what happened. I fed them every single day. And then I realized what the squirrel like. Squirrels actually like Oreo cookies too. But sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, because then the stuff they give you at Amazon is nice, but they don't really give you that good mixture. So I was going out and I was using my wholesale license. I was getting like 5 pounds and 20 pounds of bird seeds and stuff like that, making my own freaking food for them and just seeing what they like. But yeah, I had all this food out there, and this red-tailed hawk came in, and I came downstairs to take out the hawk. Well, not to hurt the hawk, but get him out of the way. And the hawk was sitting there eating right next to the squirrels. And everybody else was just eating together. And that's my daughter. I was like, man, there's plenty of food out there. There's no point in them hunting each other because there's always food out there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to feed a bunch of animals. Yes, sir. Feed a bunch of animals. Deers, all that stuff. Because I want that stuff on my property. I want to get some deers. Now, bears, on the other hand, I live in bear country, so there's no bears up there anyway. But yeah, I just want to see deers and all that stuff. Because every once in a while, we'll bump into a deer out here. Do a deer, a female deer. Do a drop of golden sun. All right, people. We've had fun in this demonstration. I have much work to do. I got downloading, uploading, whatever you want to call it. But I got work to do to get this finished, get these videos out of here and get them done. Hope you enjoyed our video demonstrations. I'm so glad we had this time together. And I'm not quitting my day job. Do 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 do. I'd like to thank you all for coming in, enjoying the show. Drive safely on your way back. Don't forget to tip your waiter on your way out. And of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Give him all the glory for all that we do, for blessing us with amazing technology, because if it weren't for him, none of this would ever be possible. Gotta go. Thank you for your time, and God bless.